guys, nagbabalik na tayo sa Magwari.
Ay, awkward mo naman, Mars. Okay,
Awkward.
hi guys, we're back in Magwari. Okay, which is better guys, please tell na lang sa comments. Thank you. Okay, go.
So ngayon, natapos na natin yung two presidential candidate na si Senator Manny Pacquiao and Labor Leader Coyote. So, the next one, dalawa pala sila. So, the next one, tama ba?
The next two.
The next two ay si Senator Ping Lacson. Ping Lacson, senior, sorry. And si Mayor Isko Moreno.
Yorme.
Si Yorme.
Okay, so just like last episode, Mars, first impressions tayo.
Okay, so sa first impression ko kay Senator Ping Lacson, so hindi ko siya masyado kilala, honestly. Medyo narinig ko lang siya kay Papa kasi minsan nag-discuss kami about politics and mga eksena niya sa,
Yes.
sa politika.
Close family.
Wow, may bonding mo magawa. So, umahabol. Ang masasabi ko lang, matagal na siya sa politika. So, ayun, yun lang yung alam ko, matagal siya sa politika. So, hindi ko talaga siya masasabi kung ano pa yung mga nagawa niya.
How about Yorme?
Si Yorme is ang Yorme namin sa Manila since nag-aaral kami sa PLM.
Pero hindi ka taga Manila.
Pero di ako taga Manila. Parasite lang ako sa sa scholarship.
Outsiders tayo.
So, ayun. So, masasabi naman si Yorme, at some point, meron talaga mapipili ka na magandang mga nagawa niya. Pero may mga iba rin talaga na parang hindi ganoon.
Like questionable, right?
Questionable. Bakit ka ginawa yun? Ayun.
Okay, so ako naman, when it comes to Ping Lacson, I don't trust him. Personally, ako personal point of view ko to. I don't trust anyone with a background or someone who is affiliated with the police or the military. During Marcos era, like Marcos Sr., martial law, parang isa siya sa naging head ng police.
Okay.
And alam naman natin na marami atrocities yung nangyari that time. And yeah, so hindi ko siya fully trust when it comes to that. Although guys, hindi naman siya proven na na personally involved.
Talagang, so na-dismiss yung case niya.
Ano lang talaga ako, iffy lang when it comes to people with affiliations with the police or military. I don't trust him.
Pagdating naman kay Yorme.
He's nice. Mabait siya. Guwapo. Okay, the joke. Kidding aside, Yorme is nice. Like, not just nice na mabait na tao or whatever, but he has his political leanings na kahit i-bash siya ng sandamakmak na tao, like, he's gonna stick to that. And he's going to be consistent and he's going to pour his all. Sometimes he listens. I think he listens naman in some cases. But overshadowed lang talaga ng mga decisions niya na very questionable. Kasi true naman. And very performative din in some cases.
So, coming from, university na marami talaga.
Gusto mong i-mention yan, parang maligwak tayo sa PLM.
Wow, tapos marami talagang, socially engaged na mga students. So, ma-question mo talaga yung sa mga decisions.
I would disagree na maraming socially engaged sa PLM. But,
okay.
Yeah, that's another topic.
So, ayun. So, since tapos na tayo sa impression, no? So,
Okay.
let's start with Senator Ping Lacson. So, pagdating naman sa educational attainment ni Senator Lacson, nag-aral siya sa Philippine Military Academy noong 1967 to 1971, Bachelor of Science. Pagdating sa postgraduate, nag-aral siya sa pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila from 1995 to 1996, Masters in Government Management.
PLM Pride.
And another is Doctor of Laws, honoris causa ba? Honoris causa?
Hindi ko rin alam.
I'm not sure, pero if ever may magko-comment, please stand corrected. So pamantasan ng lungsod din ng Maynila. Pagdating naman sa net worth niya is umaabot ng 58 million. as of 2020. So, probably tumas pa to noong 2021 and
2022.
hanggang 2022. Sa political affiliation niya,
Laban ng Demokratikong Pilipino from 2001 to 2004, and he's been an independent senatorial candidate from 2004 to up until recently 2021. Wow, this I didn't know this personally. Hindi ko alam
Hindi
to.
report.
Akala ko lagi siya nag-stick with a political party.
pwede ba parang kakaresign niya sa
Kaya
Kakalisan
resign niya
niya
lang
lang.
ulit kasi in-endorse ng political party niya si
Okay.
Lenny. So medyo...
Kasi ang eksena niya daw is wala siyang may bigay ng funds at for campaign na more or less nasa 800.
Ay, totoo ba? Akala ko dahil in-endorse ng party si Lenny.
Isa rin sa probably
reason.
sa rason na yun.
Pero hindi niya din-disclose as a
The opinion of the host and the guest.
Okay. So, United Opposition, 2007 to 2010. Ba't tinaas agad sis? Partido Reforma, 2021 to present. So, ayan. Good.
Pagdating sa achievement, so authored and co-authored bills from 13 to 15 Congress, 2004 to 2013, that were enacted into law. So 30 yung nagawa. And pending authored and co-authored bills as senator from 13 to 15 Congress, 146. No available record on 12 Congress from 2001 to 2004. Authored and co-authored bills during the 17th and 18th Congress noong 2016 to 2021 that were enacted into law 28. Pending authored and co-authored bills during the 17th and 18th Congress,
Total of 100.
total of 102.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, madami-dami din.
Okay, so, sige, sabihin na lang natin yung major legislations na very relevant
Wait lang.
lately.
Gusto rin chumika ng aso.
Sorry guys.
Gusto rin chumika ng aso. Baka gusto na rin sumong. Alam mo yung vaccine.
Sorry guys about the dog. Ayan, narinig nyo naman kami ng malinaw sana. Okay. So, major legislations, the ever so controversial
Yeah.
Anti-Terrorism Act, the National ID Law, Anti-Hazing Law of 2018, Anti-Red Tape Act of 2007, Syntax Reform Law, the AFP Modernization Program, Anti-Money Laundering Act, Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act, National Service Training Program Act, NSTP, and the Philippine Dental Act of 2007.
So, marami-rami rin talaga.
And very siya. Some are actually nice na in a way na beneficial to the common Filipino. But some are very
Questionable din. Na bakit?
not just questionable, like
Dapat
very
hindi talaga
oo.
naging batas.
Like yung anti-terrorism act.
Yeah, kasi medyo parang
It's been very criticized since its ratification.
parang vague pa, ganon.
Wala siyang clear delineation of sino ba ang terorista. So parang it's very susceptible for it's very susceptible for to be used by people in power and employ it against people who are opposing them. So it's very convenient for them.
Okay, so pagdating naman sa platforms and stand on issues, pagdating nung sa COVID-19 pandemic, we'll scrap lockdown as an approach to combat COVID-19. Both to utilize funds judiciously, pouring money for vaccines and hospital facilities, proper disbursement and distribution of COVID-19 funds to avoid misuse, plans to use the off-budget income of government hospitals to defray patient expenses. So masasabi mo rin naman dito na sa COVID-19 stand niya. Pero paano is makakatulong?
Kasi ako talaga, alam ko naman na matalino si Ping. Like, imagine mo graduate siya ng some prestigious schools. And, ang taga niya
school?
PLM. Or post-degree naman yan, post-graduate. And, ang taga niya na rin sa service. And, ano lang talaga like, when it comes, something real na, kaya most, siguro sa generation natin, kaya most would opt not to vote for him. Kasi dahil sa mga affiliations niya and hindi rin siya like accountable. Hindi niya, I mean, he continues to deny it, of course, kasi hindi naman na proof ng law na guilty siya. Pero he has affiliations with the atrocities, with the past atrocities. And I think very allergic yung generation. Ang point is, allergic yung generation natin with people with sketchy and questionable backgrounds.
So, in my opinion, no, ito kasi si Ping Lacson, parang mahambing ko siya sa sobrang hinog na mangga. So, sobrang tagal niya sa politika, parang hindi na, di ba, sobrang hinog na mangga, so sobrang hinog na, hindi na siya masarap. Kumbaga kung sa politics, sa sobrang tagal niya, kumbaga hindi na siya appealing to the public, so wala siyang charisma. So, parang yung generation natin would not vote for him kasi nga, parang sa sobrang tagal niya, bakit ngayon lang?
Kaya yun, Sir P, area of improvement. Kailangan may charm ka.
So, charm.
Laya sa kapatid niya.
True.
Just kidding. But yeah.
Okay, pagdating sa economic recovery.
Economic recovery is, he has a proactive response to COVID-19 since the economic money is tied to the people's health. Totoo naman. Very true yan. Ang gandang i-emphasize niya. And digitization, tama ba? Okay, digitization of government processes, restructuring of the Pantawi Pamilyang Pilipino program or the 4Ps, paid internships to college students and graduates, nice, stringent measures to fight corruption. Ayaw nga like recently, sa mga debates, isa rin siya sa mga eager advocates for anti-corruption. Kahit mayroon siyang case before na parang nahabol siya for things like that.
Actually, maalam din siya sa mga tanong na binibigay sa kanya.
Hindi lang, matalino naman kasi talaga siya and he's been a very seasoned politician.
Hindi lang siya parang general idea yung binibigay niya. Parang kumbaga may data, may mekanismo kung paano i-implement yung mga ganito. May binibigay siyang ganong
Tama. Okay, stand na tayo sa punta na tayo sa stance niya on social issues.
Like,
okay,
drug war campaign.
He has a holistic approach to curbing illicit drugs to be headed by the Senate President Vicente Soto III if elected Vice President. Okay?
Bakit kailangan pa ma-elect?
Bakit siya kailangan ma-elect? Charing. Okay, so the plan is to focus equality on law enforcement and prevention and rehabilitation, the latter of which was neglected by the Duterte administration. And tama naman. Ito yung massive drawback kay Duterte. Lahat sa kanya patay. Actually, this drawback it's a flaw, it's an illness.
Nakalangan ng humanitarian approach talaga. Na kung saan, kailangan mo pang pumatay ng tao.
At saka drug addiction is not a crime. It's not like, alam mo yun, hindi siya solusyon. Hindi solusyon ang pagpatay sa mga people na drug addict because drug addiction is an illness.
Yeah. As psych student, no? So, yung drug addiction kasi is mental and behavioral illness talaga. So, sana magkaroon ng rehabilitation talaga dito sa mga tao.
Siya lang po yung matinong psych student, by the way.
Sa mga taong gumagamit talaga ng mga pinagbabawal na droga. So, yun ngayon lagi kong sana nagkaroon ng humanitarian program for them. Hindi yung parang shoot to kill ka agad. Which is napaka-inhumane.
May oras ka rin, Duterte.
Of course.
Sorry, okay. So, ano tayo?
Pagdating naman sa same-sex marriage and LGBTQIA rights, support civil union among same-sex partners but oppose same-sex marriage.
Okay, discuss ka natin to. What's with same-sex unions? Tama ba? Same-sex, civil unions and same-sex marriage. Like, may difference ba sila sa'yo?
For me kasi ang civil union is more on law sa batas. Pagdating sa same-sex marriage naman is institutionalized by the church.
Actually, yun din yung sa akin. Like, ako kasi parang ang unnecessary ng distinction between them when they're practically the same thing.
Oo.
Parang police lang yung term ng marriage. Kasi massively word for the episode naman is massive.
Feeling ko kasi parang ang hirap talaga ng same-sex marriage.
It's policed by the church
Lalo na culturally, mas marami talaga ang Christian sa atin, mga Catholics. And yung ibang religion naman is ganun din yung paniniwala. So baka magkaroon talaga ng problema kung ipaglalaban tong same-sex marriage.
Siguro ano na
Kaya
rin,
mas
it's
prefer
like
nila
a strategic move to
Yung-
appease or to get the vote of the Catholic Church and the other religious institutions. Pero ang unnecessary talaga for me ng pag-iibahin pa yung civil union marriage. Kasi parang, imagine mo like, naging police, ay naging isolated or secluded yung term na marriage for het couples. While we cannot call our union as marriage kasi it is stated by institutions like the church, like the society still dictates na we cannot be married and that we should be content with civil union. Like, okay na yung civil union, nice. I can recognize na okay ng batas eh.
So in my case, to be positive, feeling ko kasi parang sige civil union muna. Parang ito is a small step for minority or for the LGBTQIA plus community. And
Ay, oo,
if
tama.
ever na magkaroon tayo ng chance for the same-sex marriage, I will love that,
Yeah.
diba?
Tama naman na I'm not against civil union. I same-sex civil union. I just don't think na necessary pa yung distinction between. But yeah, it is what it is and small wins are still wins for the community.
Ako yung feeling na yung naglalakad ka sa aisle. Choy!
Tama.
Hindi ko ha! Arurot! Hindi ka
Okay.
Okay, pagdating naman sa divorce, categorically support divorce, but in 2019, he batted for a one-in-a-lifetime divorce wherein troubled couples can avail this option only once so as not to cheapen marriage. Diba? So, pag
For once in a lifetime.
once in a lifetime divorce, so isang beses lang sa bawal lang sa makadalitan. Kasi parang sa ibang country pwede yun eh. Nag-divorce. Tapos if ever na parang in another time.
Ay, hindi. I think,
Ganun ba yun?
like, parang once lang for, I'm not sure. Hindi ko pa nabasa tong stand niya against, hindi ko pa nabasa yung stand niya when it comes to divorce. But it has a new mechanic. It has a new mechanism. It has new functions na sa kanya ko lang narinig. Nonetheless, still likes, at least he's open for the idea of divorce. And that's still a win for people who are in marriages that's not working anymore.
Okay, for next stand is sa corruption. Pursue corrupt officials with much vigor, acting as a watchdog, which has been his main advocacy since entering public office. There's a lot of fixings to do in the government, pushing to restore the people's trust in government after being tainted by numerous controversies involving corruption. Feel ko kasi itong corruption, ang hirap talaga nito matanggal. So kahit ano talagang kailangan talaga ang may pasa dito talaga is yung transparency. Pag-audit. Ito yung tingin ko, ito yung pinakatakot yung mga politiko, yung pag-audit.
Tama. Ang daming parang iffy maglabas ang sala niya.
Oo. Yung isang mayor nga, hindi nga galaw sa sala, gusto niya maging presidente muna siya. Uy, hindi tayo magkaganon!
For today's video.
Yung ganon. So, probably mag-file ng mga bills for transparency, full disclosure.
Tama.
Sino kayo neto?
Ito, let's talk about this. Marcos martial law. Wait lang before we proceed, guys, let's make it clear. We're against martial law. Especially the martial law under the Marcos administration in 1970 to 1986.
Hindi lang kay Marcos. Kahit sinong presidente, basta martial law, hindi talaga siya okay for you.
Ayokong i-whitewash siya, like, it was never good.
Yeah. Hindi siya nakakabuti sa
Yung myth na economic recovery na sinasabi nila, it cannot ever cover the atrocities, the vileness of torturing people, of countless journalists that disappeared in opposition to the martial law. So ayun. yung stand niya kasi ni Ping against, when it comes to martial law is treading the gray area. So, ayun. I will never trust him when it comes to that. Yun yung something, when it comes to the martial law, I would only consider yes or no. I would not consider
Gray area.
someone who lies in the gray area. Kasi, ang ano yung sketchy niya.
Parang walang
Like, parang gagamitin niya, feel ko, ang vibe na nakukuha ko is gagamitin niya for his own boons if convenient, pero mag-a-against din siya if convenient. Alam mo yun? So yeah, that's one thing about Ping that I don't like. So yeah, that's it. Ikaw ba?
Ang pinaka-ayoko kay Ping Lacson is parang sinabi nga na parang wala siyang on the ground na interaction, which is, di ba dapat sana from bottom to top yung engagement. Sa ganun makita talaga natin yung yung magiging problema at nabigyan ng solution. Ang nangyayari kasi sa society natin is minsan yung parang binibigay nila solution is not really the aid or the problem.
Tama.
Parang band-aid lang siya, temporary.
Tama.
Sa naman lang kahit yung mga small gaps is yung mga gaps na tinatawag natin, yun talaga yung mga solusyonan. Ang sa ganun, para kapag nabuo siya in a whole, diba, maayos talaga.
Tama. O, parang takot silang i-face yung yung politicians like Ping, parang takot silang i-face yung reality na yung ginagawa nila is not enough. And it was never enough.
Actually, parang deserve man nila yung matawag na politician kaysa sa public servant.
Tama. They were never public servants in the first.
Ini-negative connotation ko tong politician.
Trendsetter for today's video.
Okay, so next
At wait lang, before we move on, let's make one thing straight. Ping is a red tagger.
Yeah.
Nired tag yung ibang senatorial candidates ni Lenny. Recently lang to ha. Like Neri.
Even the youth sa mga sa campaign rally. Hoy, galing kami sa campaign rally, tapos magulat na lang kami, may red tag na.
Tama.
Hindi pwede yun.
Tama. Hindi kami terrorista, guys.
We're just
Concerned citizens of the Philippines.
socially aware and wanted to have social engagement, di ba?
We're just concerned citizens of the Philippines. Yun na
Yeah.
lang. Ganun na lang sabihin natin.
Okay, for our next presidential candidate ay si Francisco M. Domagoso, also known as
Si Your
Isko
Isko. Let's
Moreno.
go!
Okay,
Hashtag switch to Isko.
for the educational attainment, nagtapos siya ng bachelor's degree in public administration sa pamantasan ng SOD ng Maynila.
Woo! Represent!
Pagaling naman sa Paul's College, University of the Philippines, Diliman, Local Legislation and Local Finance. Pamantasan ng SOD ng Manila, Public Administration, Arellano University, Bachelor of Laws.
And he also took special program sa Harvard and Oxford University. Sa Harvard, Executive Education Program, and sa Oxford, yung Strategic Leadership Program.
Yeah. Pagdating naman sa honorary degrees, Doctor of Laws degree from the San Beda University
Yes.
during its virtual 2020 commencement exercise on Saturday, December 12. Pagdating naman sa network, 40 million more or less daw ang
70.
Ay, 70 million. I'm sorry, is corrected. Ang naman niya, hindi pa malaman daw kung saan nanggaling tong 70 million. Ang based sa mga interviews niya daw is ilalabas silang daw to once na naging president siya. So wag mo na ilabas.
So,
Hindi
ibig
pa-
sabihin hindi nyo na malabas.
Okay.
Joke lang. Joke lang.
Dapat kung gusto maging transparent sa diba, sa public, dapat ngayon pa lang pinapakita na kagad na parang katiwala-tiwala sila.
Your may take notes.
Yes. Okay, pagdating sa political affiliation.
Okay, Action Democratic ko 2021 to present. Ascenso Manileño, local party niya, and Nacionalista from 2006 to 2012, Puwersa ng Masang Pilipino 2012 to 2016, and United Nationalist Alliance from 2012 to 2014. Tapos naging part din siya ng National Unity Party 2016 to 2021.
Pili ko sa next election, ibang affiliation. Ang dami. Bakit parang iba na ata? Masyado siya na-explore. Which is, yun yung rason kung bakit siya na-bash sa ibang debates. Kasi parang wala siyang matagal talaga na na political affiliation. Palipat-lipat siya. Kaya nga parang nasabihan siyang balimbing. Diba? Which is, masakit yun, masabihan ng balimbing.
Reminds me of one senatorial candidate na gustong tumakbo ngayon na nag-ginaslight pa yung youth sector.
Oh.
Kilala mo ba siya?
Hindi.
Oh no! Ba't di mo siya? Kilala mo siya, hindi mo lang alam.
Baka hindi ko pa na
Hindi mo pa nababalitaan.
Chika mo sa akin later.
Okay, go.
So, pagdating naman sa history and politics, sa executive, naging mayor siya ng City of Manila from 2019 to present, undersecretary ng DSWD noong 2018, chairman and president ng North Luzon Railways Corporation noong 2017.
And wait lang. For legislative, he was the vice mayor of City of Manila from 2007 to 2016, national president of Vice Mayors League of the Philippines from 2008 to 2016, Vice President, Union of the Local Authorities of the Philippines 2014-2016, and he was a city councilor of the 1st District of Manila, from 1998 to 2007.
So, kung mapapansin mo sa history and politics niya, parang more on local government unit pa lang yung
ito yung isa sa mga criticism sa kanya, like, hindi naman criticism, but like, flaw on some sort, na parang, some people would not vote for him kasi he's still not refined. Like, people think na he still needs more experience.
Yes.
But he thinks he's ready though. Sa tingin mo ba ready siya?
Hindi.
Bakit?
Kasi parang, sa Manila dapat muna parang medyo nagtagal ka muna at saka may inayos.
Okay, for someone na nag-study in Manila at least 1 year, kamusta? Nung nag-FTF tayo?
Actually, galing sa akin study ng Manila, ang feeling ko is siguro yung iba, yung criteria or metrics nila para maging maunlad yung isang city. Parang beautification lang for aesthetic. Pero hindi kasi talaga yun yung rason para masabing maunlad yung isang lungsod eh.
Yeah, I could say that as well, but again, we're from outside, no? So, hindi natin siyang hindi natin siya necessarily mas set in stone na beautification lang talaga yung nagawa niya. Some people are actually content with how Isko ran Manila. So, yeah, that's one thing we should consider na. Some people believe in him.
Isa pa sa maganda sa kanya, may sense of urgency siya.
Tama.
Yun yung which is
But I don't like yung mga moves niya na very performative. Like yung rainbow pedestrian lane sa may Manila City Hall.
Yeah.
Tapos natapak-tapakan na naman. Pero like at least finalo up niya yun. He proved himself na hindi siya parang performative lang, na parang kahit pa paano na ipasa niya yung anti-discrimination ordinance of Manila. And guys, PLM PPG was part of the lobbyists of the ADO of Manila. So, yeah, congrats again to Mama Ken for being one of the lobbyists during that time, and that win is a win for the LGBTQIA+ of Manila.
And ngayon lately parang merong sa mga balita na parang binenta niya daw yung Divisoria.
I don't know, what's up with that?
Kasi
medyo busy ako lately.
Parang binenta niya daw yung Divisoria, yung pera daw yun is ginamit sa sa COVID-19 response. Which is quite sad kasi hindi nasabihan yung mga sasakupan sa constituents niya na taga Divisoria. Kaya may mga constituents
na niya binenta, nasabi ba?
Private.
Oh,
Private
okay.
Cameroon. Yun yung
Oh no, ang dangerous nun for yung mga nagbebenta doon. Pero sana
landmark ng Divisoria.
Sana like hindi naman sila like biglang mapalis or parang ipagbayad ng exorbitant prices of land. or I mean land, or ng spaces doon.
Parang, sinisip ko kasi magaling intention niya. The problem is, hindi na sabihin yung mga constituents na biglaan lang ang pagbenta. Ganun. Yun yung parang naging problema talaga kung bakit parang pumasok sa balita.
Okay, stand-on issues naman tayo kay Isko. Okay, economic recovery. Extend zero interest loans for micro, small, medium enterprises. Okay, that's nice.
MSMEs.
Two-pronged approach to aid MSMEs. First is partnering with the Interior and Agriculture Department and Land Bank, while the second is reducing taxes on fuel and electricity. And lastly, efficient distribution of aid to families to ensure they can survive during the pandemic.
Ang sabi mo namang kahit pa paano, maganda talaga yung stand ni Isko dito. Economic recovery.
Ang parang nagiging flaw kasi ni Isko is yung execution niya.
Oo.
Like, and some people are okay, but some people still think na lacking yung programs or yung policies na gusto niya, na pinatupad niya and gusto niya ipatupad pa.
Okay, the next one is the COVID-19 pandemic. So, pagdating kasi sa COVID-19 pandemic, na-publicize talaga kung paano ginawa ni Isko dito yung ginawa. And hindi lang sila parang naging limit sa Manila residents. Parang binigyan niya rin ng pagkakataon na mabakunahan yung mga taga-ibang lungsod. Which is maganda talaga yung parang
since Manila is the capital of the Philippines, that's a nice move.
Yeah, that's a nice move talaga. So masasabi mo maganda yung pamamalakad din sa COVID-19 response.
Along with Mayor Joy Belmonte. Oh my God. Di ko under si Mayor Joy. Guys, I'm not from QC, but napanood mo ba yung recent interview ni Mayor Joy kay Poo? Ay, Poo ba?
Hindi. Oh my God, I forgot the name.
Hindi, basta ayun, may na...
parang vlog.
Vlog. Tapos super ganda and ng character development ni Mayor Joy. Kudos sa Mayor Joy.
Feeling ko nga parang may pinagkuhaan siya ng inspiration kung bakit naging ganun na yung approach niya.
Kasi natuwa lang ako sa buong fit na yun.
Kasi parang ang eksena niya daw doon, di ba, is dati kumikilos siya pero hindi niya na ipapakita sa mga constituents niya. Samantala ngayon, kumikilos na siya tapos ipapakita niya sa constituents niya. Kasi yun yung yung para makakuha ng resibo.
Tama.
At ang resibo ay nagmula kay Huy! For the next episode pa yan.
Okay, going back na tayo. So, next tayo. Education. Go Mars.
Yes. Copying his strategy in Manila, he promised to give tablets to teachers and students and provide them reliable internet connection. Vows to invest in the needs of the youth such as school facilities, fast internet connection, prioritization of competitive subjects like science and mathematics, and growing the business process of outsourcing or BPO centers where students work upon graduation.
Pero sana naman yung mga tablets na ibibigay niya, like yung functional talaga. And yung maganda yung processors.
Yung pangmatagalan talaga.
Yes.
Hindi not for the sake na may masabi lang na may nabigay.
Kasi, yeah, I won't disclose na, but some people
may mga
are complaining na hindi sustainable yung nabigay na gadget from the government.
Merong isang lungsod, nagbigay talaga ng laptop. As in, pang matagalan talaga. Parang binili mo lang personally yung laptop.
That's nice.
Ganun kaganda.
Sana ba yung processor?
Oo.
Kasi sa Manila,
kahit sa teacher and students,
ang dami nagreklamo.
Sana talaga, parang kung magbibigay, which is yung high standard na.
Tama.
Yung hindi lang yung parang temporary, na naman.
Siguro na rin kasi nagmamadali na rin.
Oo.
Pero, yeah, that could have worked out better, miles better pa.
At the same time, gumaganda na yung mga facilities ng schools.
Natin?
Hindi natin, pero ng mga high school.
Yeah,
Kasi may mga nagtatayuan na po ng mga schools ngayon na kahit pa paano, I believe na makakatulong para mag-aral ng mabuti yung mga estudyante.
Okay.
Pero hindi na ako magtatalk doon sa
move on tayo. Tatago ito.
same-sex marriage and LGBTQIA rights.
he doesn't support the same-sex marriage, but won't overlook the LGBTQIA plus community once elected, as evident in the anti-discrimination ordinance he signed last year in Manila. Again, someone in the gray area. I don't like this. I can never trust people who walk or who tread the gray area.
Sana lang talaga sa mga susunod na maging presidente is mapasa na tong Saudi. Kasi for 20 years,
Siguro yan yung ipapasa niya. Like, yan yung ibig sabihin niya by not overlooking the LGBTQIA plus community.
at isang ano yun,
So, okay, same lang sila ni Isko. And I think same lang din sila ni Lenny.
isang panalo yun for the LGBT once na pasing Saudi. Kasi hindi ka na matatakot na ma-discriminate kasi alam mo may batas ng pro-protecta sa'yo, di ba?
Tama.
So, pwede makipagbantagulan. Huy, hindi tayo ganon!
Hindi ba talaga tayo ganun?
Pagdating sa divorce, support divorce.
He supports it first. Okay, that's nice.
Oo. Maganda. As in, progressive talaga dapat. Parang bigyan ng options. Yung
I
mga,
think ano naman siya, like progressive. I mean, he has progressive ideas and he has his beliefs he thinks are progressive, but ano yun, parang yung method of execution, method of implementation niya ay may nangyaring like parang dun siya nagdadali.
Pagdating naman sa political dynasty, in June, he said he opposed political dynasties, stressing that government position should not be inherited in a democracy. So, parang opposed ba?
Hold on, ano yan? That penalty doesn't support.
He opposed political dynasty.
I mean, sorry, naligaw ako sa thoughts ko sa divorce.
He opposed political dynasty. So, kasi merong di ba, magkakapatid.
Tama naman.
Kakapatid, ginawang Diyos ko, ang dami nyo naman. Wala ba kayong GC para isa lang representative?
Yung isa nga tumatakbo vice president yung anak mo.
Di ba? Yung iba nasa senator.
Anak ng Bardugo. Siya.
Yung iba nasa senator pa. Sana man lang may representative kayo per family, hindi nila lahat na kinuha. Hoy!
Sila lang din naman nagpapatakbo ng government natin.
At sana matauhan din yung mga
Kaya kaya nagagets ko pa rin yung some people na some people I know na hindi talaga mapagkatiwalaan yung electoral process natin. Kasi sabi it's still run by the elites. I mean, parang isa siyang beauty con but for the elites. However, let's not diminish it that way. Kasi some people really still believe sa electoral process natin, and some people think, especially nga with the candidate like Lenny Liodi, there is still hope for the Philippines. And we cannot just trivialize yung part na yon na people believe in the electoral process and that the Philippines would get better by appointing one reliable, consistent, and good leader. So, siguro, parang let's respect those opinions. At least hindi siya nag-spread ng fake news and legit naman yung concerns nila. So,
yes.
And let's just hope for the best na whatever happens in May.
Sana talaga for the country talaga yun.
Tama.
And last, sa dinabi-dabi niyang scandal, so kukuha lang tayo ng pinaka-last. Marcos Martial Law. While he admired the vision of the late dictator Ferdinand Marcos Sr., he condones the abuses committed during the martial law era.
So ano ba talaga Yorme? Ano ba? Para sa Ping.
Parang kumbaga, yung vision siguro ni parang ni Ferdinand Marcos na parang umandad yung Pilipinas. Pero yung pagiging abuses during the Ferdinand Marcos era. Ganun, yun yung ayaw niya.
Umunad ang Pilipinas pero nagbabayad pa rin tayo ng utang since martial law era.
Dagdag na rin natin dito, no?
Make it make sense.
Yung eksena ni Mayor Isko na pinagbabayad yung anak ng estate tax na umaabot ng billions.
Ayaw nga, sabi niya parang kapag nanuklok daw siya sa posisyon, ipagbabayad niya yung family.
Yes. Sana talaga, kung sino manalo is mabayaran pa rin.
Dapat.
Diba?
Hindi siya sana. Dapat talaga siya.
billions yun, te.
Tama.
Di ba? Parang ang laking pera nun. Pwede mo yun ilagay sa education, pwede mo ilagay sa COVID response, pwede mo ilagay sa sa healthcare.
Tama.
Ang daming pwedeng mapuntahan ng pera. Sana lang talaga magamit uli. At may maayos na audit. COA.
Let's be transparent.
Sana naman tayo
Ano yan?
Ano ba tawag sa gano'n? Yung parang ibigay talaga na kailangan magandang audit para mabigyan ng
Okay.
I think that's the last. So, what are your thoughts to Senator Ping Lacson and Mayor Isko?
Ping Lacson, Isko, no matter how hard the other tries to deny it, they're both traditional politicians. I'm sorry, you're... oh my God. Sorry, di ako katalit sa PLM. Anyway, yeah. I'm sorry for this, but at least Isko. I mean, I'm going to lean more on Isko. He has good intentions, but his execution's not so polished. Some of, and I'm primarily basing this on on his background, like yung that time na first year tayo, yung yung rainbow pedestrian, tapos yung mga nasa underground na pinaganda niya, like parang pinalis sila out of a whim, tapos wala man lang parang proper relocation before sila mapalis. Yung nasa underground na tulay papunta sa Intramuros. Like, if he could be more refined in his implementation and could fix more of his works na parang leaning talaga sa progressive ideologies and progressive implementation, of course, he would be a good president. But at the moment, not so. In fact, feel ko nga, from my top 3 candidates, siya yung pang third ko na iboboto. Lenny, Leody, Isko. I mean, silang tatlo lang yung parang matino talaga na tumatakbo.
How about kay Senator Ping?
Kay Ping, I really don't trust him. Yun lang yung masasabi ko. I don't trust him. I mean, good track record sa legislations. No, actually not good kasi may Anti-Terrorism Act. I mean, he knows his way throughout the office, throughout politics, but no, I can't trust him. He's very flawed.
So in my case naman, pagdating kay Senator Ping Lacson, para kasi, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, so sobrang hinog, hindi na parang gugustuhin ng taong kuwan.
Ba't ka naman kasi hinog, Senping?
Parang gano'n. So kumbaga, so sobrang tagal mo sa politika, parang wala ka ng karisma. Nasanay na lang yung tao sa'yo na nandiyan.
Anong bang gusto mong gawin ng Senping para makapag-appeal sa'yo?
Ewan ko, parang more engagement on the ground. More engagement. On the ground. Pagdating
As
na...
a dominatrix, charot.
Pagdating naman kay Mayor Isko, actually magaling naman si Mayor Isko. Mayroon lang talagang tendencies na at some point parang, bakit ganun naging niya, decision niya, bakit ganito? And sa tingin ko dapat, parang mas pinagal niya muna yung Manila bago siya sa national government.
Like parang sinison niya muna
ang
Manila.
Kasi parang feeling ko may maiwanan siya mga proyekto na
Tama.
na hindi pa na-polish talaga.
At saka ang hirap yan if hindi mo ka-continue. Say, although I think naman sa Manila, parang dominant na mananalo na yung current vice mayor. Kasi parang wala akong marinig na kalaban niya na worthy na talagang tama ba? Monty, tama ba? Okay, so ayun guys, taga Manila si Monty. So
siya nila kuna ba?
Oo. So ayun, we got an opinion from someone living in Manila. So ayun. So
And
yeah,
that's
it for this second part of this episode. Again guys, watch out for the third episode of this episode. Third part of this episode of Magwari. See you next time.
Bye!